Good day, everybody. Welcome to another round of the Perfect Play Tournament. I'm Geode, Risk Master, and I hope you guys enjoy the journey with me today. We are playing Fixed World Dom on Troy. This is game 2 of the set. Game 1 kind of ended up a bit scuffed. I went for a kill early on. I failed it, and then on the outside edge of that, after a couple rounds, me and the guy I attempted to kill died, and the round after that, a couple rounds after that, Marcellus ends up making trying to make another kill to prevent the
This
game
is
from
Troy.
stalemate.
See you later on it.
And Marcellus ends up feeling that kill, and Brainmite picks up the pieces and wins. Good for him in game 1. We are now on to game 2. I'm doing these voiceovers in post. Generally speaking, I just do my commentary live. But I wanted to hang out with some buddies of mine in VC this evening, and because I am essentially cut from this tournament, I made it back in via latelist. I'm I'm just going to I'm playing it out, but I'm not expecting to continue very deep into this tournament. Given, but I'm at one win. If I win again, I might end up continuing. I'm not gonna win this thing. I don't even know if there's a possibility of me making it to the finals, even if I win this game. Um, so game 1 was Brazil Advanced World Dom. It's good settings. This is Fixed World Dom on Troy, and we are playing out in the first seat, which is a great boon to have. 47 territories. Going for, and in order to get the 70, we need 47 territories of the 67. We can miss 20 of them and be fine. And we have territories in the upper right, which will help our chances for a run. And we also have good access to a portal, which we can just send our stack, which is on the our 5 territory, straight through and go for a run. It's important that we keep that 2 in the middle alive, but nobody's ever taking that bonus, so we don't need to rush it. We have red on +4. I managed to get a +5 turn 1, which is absolutely wonderful for our game. Um, as of round, what am I saying right now? So let me take a quick look at the tournament leaderboard just to go on. Uh, Actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the win count is hidden. Um, what are the cuts? Because we are midway through round number 5. Yeah, this is round number 5 that this game comes from. The structure is it's a 15-week tournament, and in the final week, the top 6 players for winning games gets into the final. Um, Now, quite frankly, the odds of me making it anywhere near that are fairly low. Um, I'm only on 2 wins. We currently have 52 players in the tournament, but 3 have already fallen out. I should have been out, but I'm not because I was able to waitlist on. So if I make it to top 25, that'd be awesome. But that's incredibly unlikely. I'm on 1 win. I might get a second here if I win this game. Um, I probably need 3 to even make the cut. Um, so Looking at board state here, I should probably be moving this 2 down. That way I kind of guard against and am able to hold on to an extra territory, which is good for my game. Marcellus is on +5. I'm on +5. Ellis is on +3. Black is on +2, which is Dignia. And Braidemite is on +4. And our 6th player, who I don't remember the name of off the top of my head, they're on +3. I played them a couple times. They're, they're an okay player. Um, in terms of setup, I am in the driver's seat of this game. If I get a good run, or if I get the opportunity, I will get a run and likely the win. Or I end up feeding it like I did the last game. Now, I really don't understand why Red is attacking like this. They really only needed to go and attack the twice, or the once actually, just to get the troops out of the bonus. Attacking 3 times is kind of excessive. Maybe they just want the horse territory so they can use that as an outpost for most of their troops, which I actually don't mind a lot. My 8 stack is pointing towards the portal. I don't care about the horse territory for that, and because I'll have a stack to the right side of it regardless. And I disagree with the add here. You add 1 more to the 5, 1 less to the 9, but it works out for them. They don't end up losing on that. Now, I believe we're going to end up having a situation where currently White's wanting to have that +6, but there's so much material in it that most people are just not going to be inclined to move out of the way. So White will probably just have to go and settle for that extra +2 that Black just moved out of. And I'm not in the mood to go and break Pink here because they're lower in troops than me. I don't mind them catching up ever so slightly and then breaking them the round after. But if Marcellus wants to break him, Marcellus can break him. That's kind of more on them than on me. And they do break them. Pink wanted to have an extra round of troops. I would not have kept them from it. I would have kept them from taking it long term, but that's a different matter. Um, Ellis reluctantly takes the extra +2. It's extra troops, but they wanted more, and I could tell that. Um, Now for the count, I have 3, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. This isn't enough. I need to do a better path than this. Looking at options, 45, 46, 47. That's possible, but there's so many splits in there. I can come up with something a bit better than that. And also, because the troop count needed for it is 47, I have a few rounds before I'm even going to get to that total. So, what are we to do in this situation? Just take a card and pass, probably. Because what else would there be to do? We're playing fixed 70. You accumulate troops, you block the board, and then you run. And hope somebody fails the run immediately before you, and you still have enough troops. But that's easier said than done. given I'm in the first seat. I'm blocking a few territories, but I'm not blocking the entire board. We're at 11, 12 territories right now. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 added to my 12 is 46, and then I'd have to hit the 4 purples to make 47. So I'm working out a route. It's not perfect, but if we figure it out. We've got really good lines. If I get a good 10 set here, it'd be great. Unfortunately, I now have 3 horses and a dude. So I'm looking for a cannon. If I get a cannon here, I probably run in like 2 or 3 rounds. But guess what? I'm not going to get a cannon because why would I? I end up getting another dude. Because reasons. Now, I should have blocked that territory from purple regardless a few turns ago, but that's on me. I I would have been better off if I had done so, but what you gonna do? I could have done it 2 turns ago. I could have done the last turn, but I just didn't. And now I get to pay the piper for it. Now, now what's up? Pathing. Mostly just sit back and wait for a little bit. Prefer not to have to hit. I'm trying to see if there's a better route to go through this portal and then up into the black portal instead for order, but the pathing just doesn't click. Wish it did, it just doesn't. Now, if black sits on this portal, that actually makes my life a lot harder. Because I gotta figure out some alternative route. Of course, I still have. Also, white should really be splitting their stack. One on the territory where they have their 29 currently, which is correct. But I would also put like a quarter or half of that on the portal in the bottom left. They kind of just need the stack there, come what may. Um, what else do we have for the run? Pink is now petitioning to go and take the bonus from purple, and then purple go and take the +3. And quite frankly, this is a net neutral play at best, and it's not in purple's interest to actually go through with it. So it's kind of just a lose-lose situation. I add up to that upper right position because one, I don't want to lose another territory to Marcellus there, and two, I do want to end up going and using that stack to go and clear through the 2 purple ones and the white 2 later on. The 4 I probably never hit unless I really need an extra territory, but if I'm in that state, we're looking at a rough situation regardless. So, not entirely sure how how close I am to getting cut here this next for this current situation. I might actually be safe if I get a win here. The rules don't actually tell you what the cuts are, which is kind of annoying to me. I want to know in advance what, at least have some idea. But this is not a tournament which I can really take incredibly seriously, given I've already been cut and I've made it back in, albeit it was an early cut. But if I end up winning a pile of games along the way here, got decent chances. Because realize this is only a third of the way through the tournament. If I end up making it a few more rounds and just ace a couple sets, I might make it. Seems kind of unlikely, but it's a consideration. And it's 2 games per round, every round. Looking at the pathing, this is probably the closest to what my actual run actually will end up looking like. Um, I unfortunately will not be able to hit that 4. It just doesn't end up grow. It ends up growing too much for me. That 5 will be able to go through that 1 though. Ellis needs to block more here though, and Pink does to an extent. Marcellus is blocking well and setting themselves up for a run fairly well. I'm blocking decently well. I might, I could set up another block territory, but as is, this is fine. Red, I don't expect to go and have set up any more than they are right now. And black is doing fine with blocks. Yep. Pink should probably have 1 more. First of all, to be able to set up the run going left a bit better. But it's fine. Now I'm allowing people to go through my territory. That's not an issue. It's just having 1 more territory off the board for availability. Because generally speaking, you want to go and have 5 or 6 territories that nobody can get for person and without hitting a stack. Or 4. 4 is probably fine. And I have 5. The 20, the 7, the 18, the 11, and the 1 in the upper right. Black can get the 1 in the upper right, but generally speaking, you don't want to do that. White only has the 12, the 35, and the 4 in the upper right. Marcellus has the 7, the 9, the 12, the 19, so they're doing fine. Pink has got the 16, the 14, and the 14. Black has the 9, 7, 9, 9. Red has the 20 and the 15. So purple's carrying more weight than most of the rest of the table is. Red now blocks that portal axis, which they kind of, in a weird sort of way, would like. The long term, I'm almost certainly going to be able to get this run. Pink, pink and white haven't gummed up the board enough. Now, pink having that 14 stack pointed the way it is, that's good for me because, or it is a good setup for that stack because it ends up pointing into the bonus where the area where they will want to go and run that stack into. The 3 on the right can clear the right, but the pathing will have to be atrocious just because of how badly they're blocked up. And this is the reason why they can't just run from the last seat. There's just too many more troops on the board by the time it gets to their turn. Doing some counting here. I am very close to having it here. It really requires some pretty sweet dice, which I'm not really able to count on. And I have a dude's train, which just kind of stinks. I'm considering it, but look at my clock at this point. I'm I'm 45 seconds into my turn. I haven't even attacked a territory. It's a bad idea for me to just run. And this ultimately is why I decide, you know what? I can do it next turn. Better to wait another turn. It's not going to go away. The concern is if territories slip away, because if Ellis ends up going and splitting here, this gets pretty hairy pretty quickly. Putting that 35, half of that 35 on the portal, ends up making things quite a lot uglier for me to get a run. And judging off of how my stacks end up traveling when I actually make a run, and also, nobody here is going to have a run before I do. Unless Marcellus has a set on 3 here, which a 10 set on 3. Which is just worth taking the risk. Because he's going to run here, most likely. And this is kind of what the run's going to end up looking like. Something like this. And this is probably the moment where I'm most in danger of losing the run. Because if Ellis splits that 35 onto that bottom portal, and judging off of the dice that I get when I end up running through some of these territories, I probably would lose the run because of that. Because I get an extra territory on the 8 of pinks. That's not an issue. It's the fact that some of my troops just disappear into the void because absolutely atrocious dice happen. But because my position is for routing is so good, it doesn't really actually matter. I will need to add to the 18. I should have enough on the 13. I should probably be fine on the 27. I have to carry through the most troops using the 27. That's okay. Also, leaving that 3 there would have helped make things worse for me, but probably wouldn't have been enough. Unfortunately, I can't get to the 2 3s in the upper left, but 11, the black 11 does a decent job there. So, and here comes the moment of waiting. It'll be a bit of a rush. And we put 2 on that stack. Put the rest on the 18. Use the 6 to hit the 2. Split. Hit those. 2v1. I wish I'd won this. That would have actually helped a bit. Not a whole lot, but enough. Also, being able to get more use out of the 7 would have been nice, but that wasn't to be. We'll lose 1. 8 on top of that 1, so that's 9 troops. 10. And Marcellus oopsing me, which, quite frankly, he needs to do that a whole lot less. I have the run. Please stop it, Marcellus. And that is game. I want to wish a very good game to all of these guys. Tell you guys the Pac World nomination. Keep your stick on the ice. Hopefully I'll see them in the next round, but if I don't, all the best.